Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I give you the opportunity to test your comic book grading skills up against actual results from CGC. This video is part 6 in my series featuring my good friend Octavio's books that he got back from CGC. Thank you so much, Octavio, once again, for making your books available in these videos. Let me go ahead and quickly explain what I do in these videos. What I do is I make video of the books that were submitted to CGC when they were raw, before they got sent out. And then what we do is we take a look at that video. We assess the books for any flaws, any damage, anything that might impact the grade negatively. Once we have our best guess as to what we think the grade should be, we then unbox these books from the return shipment from CGC, and we compare our guesses up against actual results from CGC. What this does is this gives us an opportunity to practice our grading. Hopefully we nail the grades every single time. Not very likely, but at the very least, if we're off slightly, we can learn how to adjust slightly, or if we're off in a big way, we have a lot to learn, and those types of videos are coming up for me soon. But in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at 3 books that are all the same issue. It's 3 copies of the same issue, and this presents a unique opportunity to kind of compare and contrast different copies of the same issue. So that's kind of a fun thing we're doing today. All right, enough of the intro. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 copies of the same book that we're going to be looking at today when they were raw.
All right, first up we have this copy of Green Lantern issue number 50. Let's take a look at this book. This book has a very dark cover, which tends to show us all of its issues. So let's see if we can find any. There's one. So we'll see it coming back the other way. I always like to turn this corner for those that haven't seen my videos. Go up this way because you see a lot of goodies. And there's definitely a nice color breaking spine tick right there. So this is definitely in the 9.4, 9.6 range at best. Let's see if we can see anything else. Once again, I like to mention that I like to take this book to some overhead light and bounce that light right up off the top of the cover. That hot spot of light will show you a lot of creases and stuff like that. Creases are very easy to miss and can really affect the grade. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for those. I may have seen some other little things on the front of that book. You might have seen them too. All in all, it's a good-looking book. That corner's not good. That's a definite color-breaking tear. And yeah, look at these spine ticks here. But that's it. Those spine ticks aren't really great, though, and they are on the back. It's my understanding that they don't grade as hard for flaws on the back. I'm going to go with a 9.4 on this. Next up, we have our second copy of this same book. Let's check this one out, see if we can see any problems at all. Spine looks pretty good to me. I don't see that hot spot showing any creases or anything. It's a nice corner. I don't see any kind of cracks, any kind of tears. Looks pretty good to me. This is one of those books I almost want to speed up just because I feel like, it's a perfect book. We can get through this more quickly. But I really want to look and see, and take the time to check and see if there's anything we can see. No, that's a good looking book. And the back of that book also looks quite nice. Something in that L a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I wish I could get a better look at that. You have to forgive me. I basically make these one videos of these when they're raw, and I try to get through. Now that's something right there. That looks like something right there. Oh, and right there. Okay, so there's definitely something. So we've got just a little bit of damage there on the back there. That's something. All right, well, there's flaws. I'm going to give it a 9.6. I think it's a little bit better than the last one. And here we have our third and final copy of this book. This book looks really, really good. That's really good. That's all good stuff. I'm wondering a bit about my grade on that second book. But I've gotten 9.6s that have that amount of damage. That book looked really, really good except for that stuff. And I have 9.6s that have that. So I'm going to stick with my 9.6 on that one. But this book looks really, really good. This is a sharp book. Yeah. I mean, both of the last two look really, really great on the front. It's a shame it had those flaws on the back. But let's see if this one holds up. Who knows? Maybe if we see those exact same flaws on this book, it'll be a manufacturing flaw, but we didn't see it on the first book. So that's highly unlikely. But this one looks really, really good. Yeah, no, that looks good. This is the spine where there's a problem. That spine looks great. No, I don't see any problems. No, that looks really great. Yeah, this is a good looking book. All right. Yes, I think it's a 9.8. This is a good one.
All right, so now you've had the chance to assess the next 3 books that we are going to be taking a look at from this submission. If, with Octavio's help, this has been set up correctly, they should be all 3 of the same book, the Green Lantern Volume 3, issue number 50. I haven't looked inside this box yet, so I don't know for sure, but Octavio's here. He's helping me out. He set me up for success. So now we all have our ideas about what the grades of these books might be, our best guesses. You have yours, I've shared mine with you. Now let's see what the results from CGC actually are. Let me go ahead and pull the 3 of them. They're on the left side, Octavio told me, so I'm going to take the 3 on the left in this box out of my peripheral, put them face down on the top of this box. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. Now, as a reminder, my guesses for these books are 9.4, 9.6, and 9.8. The past couple of videos, I haven't really been nailing my guesses as well as I would like to. Let's hope I turn it around in this video. All right, so yes, Green Lantern Volume 3, issue number 50. Let's see, is this a 9.4, a 9.6, or a 9.8? Let me show you the grade. Okay, and now let me take a look at the grade myself. It's a 9.8. Cool. Okay, so I'm glad to see us actually hit a 9.8. If you've been watching all these videos, you know that a couple of times in the past couple of videos, I guessed 9.8s and they didn't come back 9.8s, and that hurts my soul because I don't assign a 9.8 to a book casually. I take 9.8 assessments very seriously. So when I guess a 9.8 and I don't hit a 9.8, I'm pretty upset about that, as are most people. So I'm really, really glad that I hit the 9.8, at least with that one. Now, we'll see here with this one. The last 2, according to my guesses, should be 9.4s and 9.6s. Maybe, hopefully, this one is also a 9.8. Let's find out right now. Keep in mind your guesses, and here is the result. Okay. If it matches my guesses, it should be either a 9.4 or a 9.6. Let's take a look. A 9.2. Okay, so that's not so bad. I'm either off by 1 or 2 increments. We'll find out how far off I am once we see the third book and the final grade. But I'm okay with being 1 or 2 increments off, especially above the 9.0 range where it is so subjective and the differences are so minor. But as always, I don't want to be wrong in this direction. I don't want to guess a grade and then have the grade come back lower. I'd always rather that the grade comes back higher than my guess. But that being said, when I'm doing my own personal submissions, I overgrade. I'm harsh on the grade because I want to make sure that my assessment is lower than the actual result I get from CGC. But for these videos, I'm really trying to nail it because I want to try to get it right as an exercise, and I hope you're all doing the same. Okay, so if that one's a 9.2, I'm guessing that this one's either a 9.4 or a 9.6. Let's go ahead and think of your guess, and let's look at the results from CGC. Okay, let's see what we got here. Another 9.8. Okay, so that's a happy surprise. That's a very happy surprise. So it's my guess that, like I said, I guessed a 9.4, a 9.6, and a 9.8. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the 9.8 that I thought one of these books was going to get got a 9.8. I'm then going to go ahead and assume that the 9.6 that I assigned one of these books, whatever flaw, whatever defect, whatever made me think that it was not a 9.8 and a 9.6 was either I was wrong about it or it was forgivable as far as CGC is concerned. Something to keep in mind and something I like to remind people of, 9.8s can have flaws. 9.8s are not flawless books. So you can see a book, you can assess it with a flaw, you can think it's going to be a 9.6 and it can come back a 9.8 even with that flaw. So something to keep in mind. And then I'm going to go ahead and guess that this this issue number, this one right here, not number 50, but this 9.2 was probably the 9.4. Now, one thing I will mention, because I'm noticing it right now, these books they're glow-in-the-dark covers, which is really, really cool. Now, I don't know if it's because of the glow-in-the-dark cover or not because of the glow-in-the-dark cover, but these books, all three of them, appear to have some gnarly Newton rings to them. That is not good. Yeah, there's like bubbling all over his face. This is really, really weird. They all have it. If I was Octavio, these would be going through the mechanical error process and going right back to CGC to get reholdered, because this is just a lack of quality control. You should not have to live with Newton rings. And if you want to know more of my thoughts about returning stuff back to CGC, look through my past videos. I've talked about this in the past. It's really super simple and easy to send stuff back to CGC if the labels are wrong, if there are Newton rings, if there's damage to the cases, that you can do it on your own. I've had videos about that, and don't hesitate to do it. All it's going to cost you is your patience and possibly your sanity. But I'm happy with the grades, and I'm happy, with the guesses, and I don't feel like that I was too far off, so I can't be too upset with how I did in this video. Let me know down in the comments, as always, what your guesses were. Were you far off? Were you right on? How did you do? Let me know down in the comments. And if you like this video and you like this series of content, please let me know that by hitting the like button. It really lets people out there in YouTube world know that this is a video that they should possibly check out. In addition, if you haven't already subscribed, come on, guy or gal, you got to subscribe. I'm making tons of these videos, and I really think that there's a lot of value and valuable information there, so I would encourage you to subscribe. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.